Hey y'all. So we're making a record in this space right now, but I was having a conversation with a friend of mine about a week ago about just collecting and the things that we keep versus the things that we get rid of. And I was sitting here looking into this corner a couple of nights ago. There's 4 amplifiers here, and that might seem like a lot to some people. It might not seem like enough to others, but I kind of realized looking in this corner that every one of these amplifiers comes from a personal connection that I have with somebody who's important to me. There's nothing terribly complicated going on here. There's a pedal board down here that gets swapped out a lot. There's pedals and mics and stuff in this set of drawers here. Out of that, it goes into a Voodoo Labs amp selector box over here that has 4 outputs, switchable, individual volume controls. And those 4 outputs go to each one of these 4 amplifiers. I've got a cabinet up here that I built that has a 10 outlet power supply in it that goes into my brown box here. And I know that's not the way you're supposed to do it, but I only have room and budget for 1 brown box. So that's running everything. And I can turn on the amps from this board. There's a tuner built into here. This is a Glassworks Zengaro combo, hand built by Gary Johnson, who owned Glassworks. He's moved from Arizona to Minnesota, and I think that he's mostly retired at this point. But I was on Gary's waiting list for a minute, and when he got ready to move, this amp was in the shop. It was available, and Gary made sure that I was able to get my hands on it. It's a prized possession. It's the closest thing to the Lindley tone I've been able to get from my own hands on my own instrument is plugged directly into this box. It's magic, it really is. Back here in this cabinet, on the top, there's a Swart Space tone that I got from David Pinkston. Dave is a longtime buddy. We met at Carter Vintage, at either Carter's or Groon's one afternoon, and we became fast friends, and we've been friends ever since. It's a great gigging amp. This is the one that I pull whenever I need to take it somewhere, if I need to go play live. But the fact that it belonged to Dave is a bonus to me because our friendship is so important to me. And having that here is just kind of like having a little, it's like being able to have a conversation with Dave when he's not in the room. I would love to throw him in the car and put him in shotgun and just drive across the country until he runs out of stories, because that would be epic. The amp underneath it is a mid-50s Gibson GA20T, which I got from my buddy Bob Sterner. He found it and knew that it was meant to be mine, and he made sure that I got it in my hands. He sold me this. Wow, it's probably been almost 20 years that I've had this amp, but I used to gig this amp and my friends called it the toaster. It's got 4 inputs on it, 2 for guitar, 2 for accordion, because you got to have that, right? But it's a great amp for lap steel and baritone guitar and anything that you want, just a little character. Kind of a, if you're looking for that Rycooter kind of T-Bone Burnett character out of an amp, that's perfect for that. Down here on the bottom is a Blackface Fender Princeton Reverb reissue. This amp used to belong to my buddy Billy Berger, who passed away some years back, and his widow offered to sell it to me when Billy passed away, so I jumped at the chance to grab that. It does the clean Fender thing because that's what it was built to do. That's its whole origin story, is that sound, and if that's what you're looking for, that's the first and only choice. But again, it's like, I could have bought a Blackface Fender Princeton Reverb reissue off Reverb or from Guitar Center, but they wouldn't have belonged to Billy. So that's why this amp is important. And every one of these amps has a backstory or a connection to somebody who's important to me, and that's why they're here. That's why they're here. And also, there's literally nothing that I would try to set out to capture that I can't get from one of these 4 or a combination of these 4 amps. So I'm really fortunate to have this corner in my corner. You guys have heard these amps before on other records, and you'll hear them again on new records in the not too distant future. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.